student, in last lecture we discussed about determination of empirical formula, as well as we solved two examples on the empirical formula determination. Then we discussed what is a chemical stoichiometry or what is a stoichiometry. The stoichiometry or chemical stoichiometry is a branch of chemistry which deals with the process of making calculations on the basis of masses of reactants and product. So in that chemical stoichiometry, we calculate mass of reactant, we calculate mass of product if other information are given. Such type of calculations comes under stoichiometric. Now let us discuss one definition. So what is mean by a limiting reagent? What is mean by limiting reagent and what are the excess reagent? Limiting reagent means itself, name it indicate that it is present in a less quantity, it is present in a less amount in a chemical reaction, and it is a reagent. For example, suppose we have a reaction of NO plus O2 and it gives a product of NO2. It gives a product of NO2. So what is mean by limiting reagent? It present in a less amount in chemical reaction. Once it get consumed, once that reactant get consumed in a chemical reaction, the chemical reaction get stopped, get consumed. If it is get consumed in reaction, your reaction it get stopped. The chemical reaction get stopped when the reactant get consumed completely. Whatever is the amount of other reactant, whatever is the amount of other reactant remains, so whatever is the quantity or other reactant remains, once it get consumed, then the reaction get stopped. That reaction, that reagent, it is called as a limiting reagent and it is present in a less quantity. When it get consumed, reaction gets stopped. It is independent, or the rate of reaction or reaction in that reaction other than limiting reagent, whatever is the quantity of that reagent, whatever is the amount, that doesn't matter, but once it get consumed, the reaction get overheard. Now let us take one example in general. Suppose we have a carbon and it react with oxygen and formation of carbon dioxide takes place. In this reaction, 12 grams of carbon combines with 36 grams of oxygen, we get 44 grams of carbon dioxide. So in this reaction, 12 gram of carbon combines with excess of air or combines with excess of oxygen. Carbon is burned in the presence of oxygen and 44 grams of carbon dioxide is formed. So once the 12 gram of carbon dioxide is over, once the 12 gram of carbon dioxide is completely burned, whatever is the amount of oxygen remains, because we are taking air, means excess of oxygen is present, but chemical reaction or formation of carbon dioxide get stopped. So this carbon, 12 gram of carbon, it is present in a less quantity. Once its quantity is over, the reaction get stopped, means carbon is considered as a limiting reagent. So in this reaction, NO plus O2 gives NO2. If 8 moles of NO and 7 moles of O2, they combine with each other. Now in this case, we have taken 8 moles of NO, means quantity of NO here taken, it is more 8 mole, and 7 moles of oxygen is taken. Oxygen number of moles, how many? 7 moles, and they are mixed, they are reacted to give the product. According to the stoichiometric calculation, according to this balanced equation, 8 mole of NO, it gives 8 mole of product, that is NO2, because their stoichiometric coefficients are same. So when 1 mole of NO, 1 mole of NO2, 2 mole of NO, 2 moles of NO2, 3 mole of NO, 3 moles of NO2 product will be formed. Now in problem we have considered 8 mole of NO. So 8 mole of NO reactant, this 8 mole of NO reactant combine to gives 8 mole of NO2 as a product. So 8 mole NO react, 8 mole of NO2 is formed. In case of second case, 1 mole of oxygen combine to produce 2 moles of NO2. So 1 mole of oxygen required, 2 moles of NO2 produce. If you take 2 moles of oxygen, then double means 4 NO2 will be formed. In this case, we have taken 7 mole of oxygen. We have taken 7 mole of oxygen. So 7 mole of oxygen produces double the oxygen, means 14 mole of NO2. So for 7 mole of oxygen produces 14 mole of NO2. So in these cases, first reactant and second reactant, the 8 mole of NO2 produces less amount of product. Less amount of product is produced by NO, means this when the 8 mole of NO2 is formed, the amount of NO in this reaction it get completely consumed. Less mole of product is formed means now when 8 mole of NO2 is formed, the 8 mole of NO2 is formed means this reactant it get completely consumed. No more reactant is present. Therefore, this NO is called as a limiting reagent. It is called as a limiting reagent. After formation, after 8 mole, the 14 mole of NO2 can be produced by 7 mole of O2. But once the NO amount 8 mole get completed, the oxygen, remaining amount of oxygen, it remains unreacted. It means that the oxygen is present in a excess. Therefore, oxygen is called as a excess reagent and NO is called as a limiting reagent. Understood? In this case, consider one balanced chemical equation. We have taken one balanced chemical equation, and in that balanced chemical equation, we have 2 reactant and 1 product. 2 reactant, NO is a first reactant and O2 is a second reactant. We have to find out, we want to find out which is a limiting reagent. Limiting reagent present in less quantity, less amount. Once it is consumed, when it is consumed, reaction get stopped. No further product formation will take place. Whatever is the amount of other reactant, whatever is the amount of other reactant. So let us find out which is limiting out of these 2. For that, consider 8 mole of NO. Let's take one example, 8 mole of NO and 7 mole of oxygen. They combine with each other to produce the product. By looking at the number of moles, we will find that 7 mole of oxygen means this is a less quantity, but it should be a limiting, but this is not limiting reagent. How it is? We can find out which is limiting. So from this 8 mole of NO produces 8 mole of NO2. From balanced equation, the number of moles of NO and NO2 are same. 2, if there are 4, then it will be 4. So 8 mole of NO when get consumed, it will produces 8 mole of NO2. At the same time, you are taking 7 mole of oxygen. We are taking 7 mole of oxygen. 1 mole produces 2 moles, double product. So 7 mole produces 14 mole of NO2. It will produces 14 mole of NO2. So 14 mole of NO2 product it will not form because the less amount of product is formed by 8 mole of NO. When 8 mole of NO get consumed, 8 mole of product is formed, means less product formation takes place by NO. And once the 8 mole of NO get consumed, 8 mole of product is formed, the reaction get stopped. It get stopped. Reaction get stopped. whatever is the amount of NO remaining, it is not required, but it gets stopped. 7 mole produces 14 mole of NO2. So 14 mole of NO2 will not produce, because this reagent when get completely consumed, reaction gets stopped. It means that this NO is a limiting reagent. 8 mole get consumed, the reaction gets stopped. In this way, we can find out which is a limiting reagent and which is a excess reagent. So what is mean by limiting reagent in chemical reaction? The limiting reagent in chemical reaction is that reactant which is present in less amount, and once that reactant get completely used, the no further reaction will be observed, reaction gets stopped, and whatever is the amount of other reactants present unreacted state, that doesn't matter. Once it get consumed, then the reaction get stopped. It is called as, that reagent is called as a limiting reagent. By making stoichiometric calculations, by making calculations based on the masses of reactant and masses of product, we can find out which is limiting reagent and which is a excess reagent. Now let us move to the next definition. What is mean by a concentration of a solution? What is mean by concentration of solution, and ways to express what are the different units or what are the different ways to express the concentration of solution. So what is mean by a solution? Solution is a homogeneous mixture of 2 or more than 2 components. For sake of our simplicity, let us consider that 5 gram of sugar is dissolved in 50 ml of water. 5 gram of sugar is dissolved in 50 ml of water. We get a homogeneous mixture of sugar and water. We cannot distinguish sugar and water by naked eyes. It becomes so homogeneous, both are present in a single phase or same phase. Such a homogeneous mixture of two, it is called as a solution. The component which present in a less quantity in solution is called as solute, and the component which is present in large quantity in that solution is called as a solvent. So 5 gram sugar is less as compared to 50 grams of water or 50 ml of water. Therefore, it is a solvent and this one is a solute, and a homogeneous mixture, it gives the solution. If in the same quantity of water, suppose another 50 ml of water is taken, and in that 50 ml of water, if you add 15 gram of sugar, in another case, in second case, in 50 ml of water, and this is the first case, 15 gram of sugar is added. In first case you add 5 gram of sugar, then second solution is called as a concentrated solution, and first solution is called as a dilute solution. So dilute solution means the solution which contain less quantity of sugar. Concentrated solution means the solution which contain more quantity of sugar or solute. More is the amount of solute, more will be the concentrated will be the solution. Less is the amount of solute, less is the concentrated solution, means dilute is the solution. But concentrated solution and dilute solution, these are the relative term. 5 gram of sugar in 50 ml, this is dilute. When you compare 15 gram of sugar in 50 ml water, then this solution is a concentrated, this is dilute. But when you compare 1 gram of sugar in 50 ml of water, then this will be dilute. With compared to this solution, it will be a concentrated solution. So dilute and concentrated, these are the relative term. With respect to one another, they can be defined. So solution, it is a homogeneous mixture of two components or more than two components. The component which is present in less quantity is called as a solute, and the component which is present in large quantity is called as a solvent. If the solute present in solution is in large or excess, then it is called as a concentrated solution. and if the solute present in solution is in a less amount, then it is called as a dilute solution. So how we can define the concentrated solution or concentration of solution? This is the amount of substance, suppose it is gram, present per ml or liter of a solution. How much are the quantity of solute present in the solution is known as the concentration of solution. It may be taken in a gram per liter, it may be taken as a milligram per ml or anything. There are number of ways by which we can express how much solute is present in a given solution, and that quantity, the amount which is present in a given solution, that quantity is called as a concentration of a solution. So what is the definition of concentration of solution, or what is mean by concentration? It is the amount of solute present in a given solution. How we can express how much amount is present? We can express it in a number of ways. We can express it in number of ways how much quantity of solute present in a given solution. There are number of ways, there are number of units by which we can express to concentration of solution. So ways to express the concentration of solution, the ways to express the concentration of solution. आपल्याकडे number of ways आहेत by which we can express the amount of solute present in a solution. Units आहेत, त्याच्यातला साधा simple unit घेऊ आपण. First, mass percentage किंवा percentage mass, percentage and mass, percentage mass, percentage per 100 gram, how much solute is present, that is called as a percentage. For example, what is a percentage? What is a percentage of a solution? Percentage mass of a solution. How it is expressed? Concentration is expressed in terms of percentage mass. Consider 2 grams of sugar is dissolved in 18 ml of water. Consider or take one example. 2 grams of sugar is dissolved in 18 ml of water. Then percentage of sugar by mass is calculated by formula. The mass of sugar or mass of solute divided by total mass of solution, mass of solution into 100. So mass of sugar divided by mass of solution. Mass of solution means mass of solute plus mass of solvent into 100. So mass of sugar dissolved is 2, mass of sugar is 2, mass of solvent water is 18 into 100. So it will be 2 by 20 into 100. This will be 20% solution. Cancel करायचा. This will be a 0 cancel, 2 cancel. This will be a 10% solution. So when 2 grams of sugar is dissolved in 18 ml, it will give 2 by 20 into 100. 20, it is 5 into 2, 10% solution. The mass percentage of sugar is a 10%. Means 20 grams of solution contain 2 gram of sugar. 100 gram of solution will contain how much? How we can calculate? 2 into 100 divided by 20 means percentage it will be a 10%. So this much amount of solute is present in this much solution, then calculate the amount of solute present per 100 gram of solution. That will give direct you the amount of solute present in percentage or per 100 ml. For one example, 5 gram of sugar or solute is present in a 5 gram of solute is present in a 50 ml solution. 50 ml solution contain 5 gram of solution. What is its percentage? 50 contain 5. What will be the amount in 100? How we can calculate it? 5 into 100 divided by 50. So the percentage will be 5 into 100 divided by 50. Again it comes to be a 10%. So what is 5? 5 is a solute mass. What is 50? It is a solution mass, and a percentage, for percentage it is a 100. In this way we can calculate the percentage mass, the amount of solute present per 100 gram of solution. It gives the value of percentage mass. It gives the value of percentage mass. What is a percentage mass? It is the amount of solute present per 100 gram of solution. So this is one of the way, or one of the unit, which is used to express the concentration of a solution. So in this lecture so far we discussed what is mean by a limiting reagent. Limiting reagent in a chemical reaction is the amount of solute, it is the reactant which is present in a less quantity, which is present in a less amount. Once that reactant is completed or consumed in chemical reaction, the reaction gets stopped. Whatever is the amount of other reactant remains. Second, we discussed about what is mean by concentration of solution. Concentration, we have a first of all we know what is mean by solution. It is a homogeneous mixture of two or more than two components. Sugar dissolved in water, alcohol dissolved in water, we get a homogeneous mixture. They are not distinguishable from each other. That is known as a concentration, that is known as a solution. Then if large amount of solute is present, then it is called as a concentrated solution. If less amount of solute is present in solution, it is called as a dilute solution. But concentrated and dilute, these are the relative terms. We have a number of ways by which we can express the concentration of solution. First way is a percentage by mass. It represents how much solute is present per 100 gram of solution. How it is calculated? Now let us take one example. 2 gram of sugar is dissolved in 100 ml of water. The formula for calculation of percentage mass: mass of sugar, mass of solution into 100. Mass of sugar, mass of solution means mass of solute plus mass of water into 100. It will give the value, it is equal to 10%. It means that the 100 gram of solution contain 10 gram of sugar. So 2 in 18 means 10 in 100 gram. That is called as a percentage mass. So we can write the formula for calculation of percentage mass. Percentage mass is equal to mass of solute divided by mass of solution, means mass of solute plus mass of solvent into 100. We get the percentage mass. Mass of solute divided by mass of solute plus solvent. We get a percentage mass. Simple. Second example. Suppose 5 gram of solute present in 100 ml of solution. What is the percentage mass? 50 contain 5, 100 contain 10. It will be 10%. By using this formula, solute 5 plus 50 into 100. This will give the percentage mass. The approximately 10%. Solute divided by solution. 5 mass, water 45 into 100. It gives a 10%. Because solution mass it is given, and that is equal to 50 ml or grams. So this, by using this equation we can calculate percentage mass. In the next lecture we will discuss the remaining units for calculating the concentration of solution. Thank you very much.